Hello, beloved. I thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings for $50 per month to get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career, and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions slash life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? The unspeakable has happened to someone here. Negative energy. The unspeakable has happened to someone. Negative energy. Negative energy. So, what has happened to someone is based on cosmic energy. Unbelievable cosmic truth slash wild thoughts. Unbelievable cosmic truth slash wild thoughts. So this is a spiritual occurrence that goes beyond what we know. That is what has happened to someone. In my language, Bati Uismumu, the mute man. Someone has gone mute. Someone can't use their voice anymore. Someone's throat chakra is no longer active. Yeah, we have the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed. Someone can't talk. They can't channel the energy of their verbiage, their voice. They can't use their apparatus. They can't speak. Someone's voice has been spiritually taken away. This is someone that has lived a long life. They're in their elderly. This is a grandfather. Someone's grandfather. So they can't speak anymore. They've been banned. And as I do this, I'm getting like arrested, spiritual jail. That's what has happened. Let's tap in further to the energy. So this grandfather is a bad person. He's a bad person who has sexually abused, mentally traumatized, physically hurt, and spiritually wounded a lot of people in his life. And they're at an age where all of that is returning to them. They've lived this life, they've walked this path, and now it all has to return. Return to sender. It's their energy at the end of the day. It's them that did all those things and even spoke all those things. There are so many people in true pain because of this man's existence. True pain, the type of pain where you feel it every day. It's in you. It never leaves you. You travel with it, day or night, with that person or that person, doing this or nothing, alone or otherwise. This man has done horrific things. The type of things where there's a reason a horror movie is not comedy. Thriller is not a psychological movie. There's genres, right? Let's take that as an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. The genre of horror, when anyone turns on a horror movie, you already know you're going to be scared or in fear, terrified, completely just shivering. This man, this grandpapa, is a horrific person. Their existence brings nothing but horror to anyone who has experienced it. They're purely dark. They just cloaked. But something is wearing off. Everything is wearing off. Judgment has been called upon this monster. We have the Hermit reverse to the Judgment on some DiD shit. Like, it's an energy that is active right now. It must all be known. The monsters are gonna be seen as outside of under the bed. Yep, it's happening right now. It's like I'm channeling this unbelievable cosmic truth / wild thoughts energy, based on the fact that this type of spiritual jail is equilibrium to the karmic debt that is owed. He owes a lot of karmic debt Like I said, there's women right now in therapy dealing with rape because of this man. There's skeletons in soil because of this man. Purely sick, purely dark, forever. Even in the coffin, they'll be like that. This is one of those ancient spirit of earth that will roam, because they will never be anything outside of purely dark, purely evil. All of a sudden, I feel truly sick. My throat, my nose, my throat and my nose. So, through all the unspeakable things they've done, the karma for that is the unspeakable will happen to them. This person has taken lives, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Holding someone captive in their own mind by causing them that much trauma. Holding someone captive in their heart by causing them that much trauma. Holding someone captive in their body by causing them that much trauma. And holding someone captive in spirit by binding them to that trauma. I feel terribly sick. It's this channeling of this dark person. This monster. I'm channeling a deep family secret, okay? A deep family secret. One which has to do with you. This grandfather will pass on as the ancestor that cursed the bloodline. We have the Knight of Cups reversed to the Five of Swords reversed. This monster cursed your bloodline. This is a grandfather who has done the unspeakable to you, as he's many others also. A lot of people went through things. A lot. The unspeakable he's done to you, he's paying for. The unspeakable he's done to all, he's paying for. He has his own spiritual charges. He has his own demons that he has to take accountability for. He has to look at what he's done. When this man was of age 18 and above, he was taken over by a dark entity. He was taken over by a dark force, covering him spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. It took him. And right then and there, it's like he was possessed. He was possessed right then and there. I'm seeing a prophetic vision of someone like this, and their eyes are purely black, and black smoke is coming out of their mouth as well as their nose and ears. Everywhere where there is an release on their vessel, the ears, the nose, the mouth, and the eyes. Down there as well. As soon as that happened, that's when they cursed the bloodline. A curse that took control of them. Like, because they are way, right, back then in age, they've done a lot. And it's like when they were doing it, they thought what they thought of it. But the truth of what was happening is that they were making decisions and choices that led them to where they're at. They put themselves there. And they wanted other people to experience that, go through that, feel this, think that. Everyone that was ever vulnerable in this man's presence experienced abuse. Everyone that was ever vulnerable in this man's presence experienced abuse on some DiD shit. Because the power, grandpapa, back then, right now, I'm seeing a monster. This is a monster. Whatever was working for them back then, whatever they gave themselves to, has no power left. The time to pay has come. When they're stripped of that. When they're stripped naked of that dark force, that dark entity. When it's no more. Pay up. Pay up. This man has enabled people to lose their minds. Spiritual warfare. Lose your mind. Lose your this. Lose your that. Have nothing. They've played God so long they've begun to think they are God. Until a big boss like you in the family lineage who's going to change that narrative pulls through. and comes out and says, I'm not going to live like that. That is not my reality. I'm going to change and cleanse. Everyone else that fell for the curse chose that because they experienced the curse. Do you choose to be it or change it? No matter how old they are, they still chose the curse. And you're doing different. And when you're their age, you at least have peace and actual happiness. The things this man has done. That's why, back to cosmic, unbelievable cosmic truth / wild thoughts. The unspeakable has happened to this man. They've gone mute. It has all caught up to them to that point, that extent that they can't even use their voice. All that magic of darkness is now going back to sender. It's in them now. And it has to take something because it's that dark. It takes his voice. People that have experienced trauma so long ago from this man are still having to heal from it till this day because it feels that freshly wounded. 17 plus was his type when he was 36, 48. And he would take sacred energy, deliberately rape virgins, take the purity for his own power, his own strength. This is a monster. We have the star reversed. They're not going to heal from this. Ever. You don't deserve that. What are you talking about? We have the Four of Pentacles reversed. They're going to a deep hell. A deep hell. One which they'll never come out of. They've done so much that this is a man that lives with constant flashbacks of what they've done. Seeing facial expressions of lifelessness because all they do would steal life, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They fed from fear. You must fear. You must be scared. You must respect him. You must grovel and bow as if there's something other than a monster that is returned to cage, spiritual jail, locked up, taken, nowhere to be found. When people ask, why don't you speak? They won't even be able to say why. Even when they lose their life and maybe in that moment they are experiencing what is known to be predestined, where you see your death coming. You get into some sort of incident where before you die, you see it happen. Not just like it happens like a shot to the head or whatever. No. You see it. It's like, yeah, I'm here. They won't even be able to yell and let out the fear. They're going to die in it. And they're going to be that spirit that walks around like this. No one is going to allow you in any heaven except hell, because that's where you belong. Grandpapa, dearest. Death, rebirth. They constantly chose to be a monster. It was something they lived for. It was them in the flesh. Yeah, this is me. I'm this. I can make you be in pain. And I feed off of that. It gives me spiritual power. This monster. You were supposed to be also afraid for the rest of your life because of something they've done to you. You were also supposed to be shaken up, afraid, because they did. No. See, you're going to heal, cleanse your energy, do better. And what they've done will haunt them. It is not your energy. It has nothing to do with you. Your filth and pedophilia is your sickness. You, beloved, are meant to do different. You don't come from that breed. You would never even be that. Family or not. The hell people think this is. How is this one person thinking that they're going to dictate a whole new lineage? You are not from their lineage. You are cleansed from that impurity. You're not cursed. They are. Hence, you're choosing to do different. No amount of black magic, voodoo, or witchcraft is going to hinder a new lineage. We don't, man, keep that shit where you at, please. We don't do that here. Here we pray. We will cast you away. Tell them, beloved, we pray. We cast away. On some exorcism energy. Possessed demon. Purely cursed. We have the hangman reversed. This man is a curse and they are cursed. They embody cursed energy. Anything about them. A thought so perverted and dark, filled with pedophilia. About something so simple. They can look at something and make it just perverted and dark. Just pervert it and darken it. Because anything they produce is of cursed energy. They can't house a different frequency, wavelength, vibration. They're cursed. They can't do anything outside of be that. So they chose to do that. Gave years of their lives to darkness, knowing that there's that one day that a darkness came over them and they allowed it. They called upon it. They gave themselves to it. That one day where something unspeakable happened, they saw some dark force just enter their body. It's that same dark force that is taking them to mute land. Shut up, Grandpapa. Years. This man deserves no mercy. This is not supposed to be here. Look at that. Justice reversed. Spiritual jail. Spiritual jail. You cleanse the energy, beloved, and they have this to deal with because that's what they chose. You're cleansed. They're not. Simple. This man can't talk. The last time you saw this man, however they were, they're not like that anymore. They've lost weight completely. They're utterly anorexic. They don't eat. Even when anything goes into their body, it just comes out. You're possessed. It's in the DNA. All those victims, all that filth, unbelievable cosmic truth / wild thoughts. You have no clue. This man is paying with his voice. Shut up. Shut up. It was his voice that held the power to make someone have a bad day or be scared or curse, right? They cursed with their voice. They spoke those things to life. That voice is no more. This monster is being dealt with. They're in spiritual hell. And the thing about it is, this man, they're not going to just pass on now. They're going to be old and alone, voiceless, looking like a monster. Who is going to give up when they're somewhere wondering, lost, when this has completely taken them and they can't speak? Can you imagine not being able to speak? Think about it. We have the Six of Cups reversed. And the thing about it is, the trauma can't just be erased. The pain can't just be erased. Can't just be forgotten, swept under the carpet. No. But you understand, beloved, that to let the pain win would be to curse yourself. Hence, you choose different every day. You choose different every day. I'm being called to end this message here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time and I thank you so much for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings for $50 per month. You get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career, and finances, as well as ancestral messages. I also now offer one-on-one sessions / life coach sessions. Those will be once off and not monthly. You can only book me for those directly via my email, which will be listed in my description box below, as well as the link to my Patreon if you'd rather join my Patreon instead. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google, search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.